Hi, I'm Aaron, and this is a video about one of my thoughts. I've been thinking a lot about the same things recently, and I thought maybe I would move on if I did a video about it. I already did a video that I talked for like 1 hour, but I thought I should do another one because I kind of was like going all over the place. But now I know what I really want to talk about, and it's my acting experiences in college. So basically, I think it was 2023. I did a play, the first ever real play I've ever did in my life, and I really wanted to do acting because I haven't had the chance to because of life circumstances. And so I was like, fuck it, I'll audition for this play called House of Atreus. And I did. And, you know, I love theater, don't get me wrong. I think I've learned to love it more now, but back then I was more interested in film. And I was like, okay, well, they're kind of the same thing, but not really. But they do involve acting, which I love. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this play, maybe learn and get experience. And so I did the play. I auditioned, I got a role. It wasn't a big role. It was like, I played 3 roles. It was like, Artemis, Hermes, and one of the narrators. So I did that. It was a very fun experience. I got nominated in that play, surprisingly. And I got to go to Spokane, Washington for a festival. And we won like 9 awards, I think. What did I not enjoy about that play? The people. Some people it ended very badly, and again, it was a very big learning experience because, well, number 1, don't get too close. Well, number 2, don't get too close, period. But, at the time, again, this is like my first ever real play, so, you learn about how to be professional and stuff. And apparently I did not know that at the time, so, and I did not like my director. I may be just being sensitive, but I felt like he just hated me, bro. I mean, like, he just found me annoying, and I could tell. Because I was in my environment. I mean, when you really love something, like, and you're really thriving in the environment for the first time because you love it so much, I mean, can't you just be so passionate about it? And I mean, he just found that annoying, I guess. So he verbally abused me, like, most of the time. Like, oh my god, Aaron, if you do that one more time, I might just pull your fucking hair out. He didn't say fucking, but he did say that part of the whole sentence, other than the fucking part. Anyway. During the play, I met, some of the amazing people I'm still friends with, and most of them I lost, so, it's very complicated. I would, not to brag, but there was like, no, it's to brag. But there's like 3 people who liked me. Let's not get into that. What can I say? That was fun. And I did that play. After Washington, it was kind of a bummer after it ended. And so, and then depression hit. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've struggled with depression all my life. But this one was so different because I guess I was just in college and I was doing classes, you know, and I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I was like, what's the point in anything, you know, midlife crisis, existential crisis. And so, I tried antidepressants after, you know, the festival and all, and at the time, my friend, his name's Shamir, we're not friends anymore, as you can tell by my face. He's one of the people that liked me, and I didn't, and he knew about it. I told him I don't feel the same way, and, you know, even thinking about it now, I don't want to get too off topic, but he's literally only my friend because I'm pretty sure he just liked me. I mean, if he didn't like me romantically, I don't think he would have, like, been interested in being friends with me, you know what I mean? But, anyways, I told him about it, we moved on, and he actually helped me, like, tolerate the sadness, even though I wasn't really interested in being his friend. But then, he helped me, and that's when I met my long-term friend. You know what it's called? Weed. I started smoking weed because I thought, I don't know, maybe it'd help. And keep in mind, I just started taking antidepressants, so imagine mixing that but with weed on the first week. Can you imagine how stupid the fuck I am? Anyway, so here I am in life crisis, and fast forward, there's a spring play coming up, and this was like, yeah, it was still 2023, but this was like in the wintertime auditions, and the play, I literally have it right there, House of Atreus, God of Carnage. Anyway, the play was called God of Carnage, and, you know, judging by the title of it at the time as I heard about it, you know, because the college I went to announced it, and I was like, okay, judging by the title, it seems like another fucking Greek play or some shit. And I was like, don't get me wrong, Greek plays are amazing, okay? Maybe I'm just, you know, I'm not really into, like, Greek, right? So I was like, oh, this is just another god play or some shit. And so, either way, I should still do it, right? Maybe, I don't know. But people around me, though, which thank God, they told me that you should audition. It's good to audition. It's good to practice auditioning. And why not? So I was like, okay, might as well just do it. Right? And so that was my mindset. I literally went there unprepared. I even brought my friend at the time. Her name was Barbie. I miss her. But we're not gonna get into that. I brought her because, I mean, like, she's a fucking spectacular actress, so I was like, fuck, man, I need to bring her because I want her to experience what I love to do, and we both love acting. So I went unprepared. She was prepared. I should have learned from her. Oh my god, she's amazing. Anyway, and so I went, when it was my turn to audition, I did so bad. And when I say bad, I mean, I don't mean like, no, honestly, it was just bad acting, but like, I just did not try. I was like, what's the point in this shit, you know? Like, I'm so bad. Who cares? I mean, I was literally looking, and the director who was directing God of Carnage, we're gonna call him R, and he looked me in the eye and he was like, oh, I remember you from House of Betrays. I was like, oh, really? What? And I was like, wow, someone remembers me. What? And so I auditioned, and again, if I know that I did bad, he probably thought the same thing. So I did horrible. I didn't try. I was basically just reading the side that they gave, which was Annette's monologue. It was like the drunk monologue, and I was just like literally reading it monotone. And it's like, and when I finished, he was like, okay, great. And he's like, I liked how you interpreted it. And I was like, in my mind, I'm like, yeah, you fucking liar. But he was like, okay, can you try it this way? So he redirected me. And so I did his redirection. But the only difference this time, when I did it the second time, was that I actually tried a little bit harder. But keep in mind, that little bit harder was like this, trying more. And he's like, okay, thank you. And I'm telling you, when I walked out of that audition room, I was like, I did not fucking get it. Anyway, that night I went home, did everything, and then I got called back, which is so fucking mind-blowing. It was so mind-blowing. I was like, why in the is this guy is this director R? Why in what is he fucking with me? I don't know why he called me back. I mean, like, okay, do you want to see more what? Like me reading monotone? I don't know. So I was like, you know what? Since he actually gave me a chance again to audition again, because callbacks don't mean like you get the role guaranteed, right? So I was like, you know what? I'll come and do it again, I guess, and try. I did. I brought Barbie with me because she got called back too. After the callbacks, which I thought I did okay. It wasn't the best either, but I thought I did okay. And then I was driving Barbie home, and she literally, as I was driving her home, she got a call from the director saying that he wanted her in the play, and I was so fucking happy for you. I was like literally screaming, right? But after I was there, like, but the interesting part was that as she was on the phone call, I heard the director saying, because keep in mind, my friend Barbie, she depends on me on rides, and a lot of people actually, usually whenever I join a play, I usually drive people home, and she's one of them. And so she was like, oh yeah, I would totally love to get the role, but I live really far, and I depend on someone for transportation. And the one thing that really stood out to me was that the director was like, yeah, I have a feeling who. And I was literally in the car when I heard that, while I was literally driving her home. I was like, in my mind, I was like, what? So she's like, okay, yeah, can I get back to you tonight? She's like, let me think about it. And then we went in her house to talk. And I told her, you should really take it. Get the experience. And she's like, but what about transportation? I'm like, it's okay, I'll drive you. Or if I do get it or not, or if I don't get it or not, then I'll help you. Shocker. I got a call from the director. I think it was like the next day. And he called me, and I didn't answer because I didn't know the number. And then Barbie was like, oh, that's him, that's the director's number. And I was like, oh, really? So I call him back, and then he's telling me, oh, like, would you like the role of Annette? And Barbie, my friend, she got Veronica. I was like, oh yeah, I didn't know how to, I was very awkward, so I was like, oh yeah, sure. No, I didn't say sure, I was like, yeah. And he's like, okay, great, and then stuff. And then, so now me and Barbie are talking, and actually Shamir's there too. And after, the director of God of Carnage called me, he called Shamir. And he was, like, offering him the role of Alan. And then Barbie here, after, talking about it, she was like, I mean, I don't really know if I really want to do it. I mean, I read the script, but it looks so uninteresting. It's just about children and adults fighting, about broken teeth and dentist. And I was like, huh? And so I was like, you got the script? She's like, yeah, do you want me to, I think you got it sent via email. So I was like, okay. And I read the script, and it was actually pretty interesting. I told her that I think you should still give it a chance. And then she told me, oh, I don't know. I mean, like, I really like my free time. Like, I mean, rehearsals is every day of the week if I join, so I don't know if I'm up for that. And I got kind of sad when she said that, so I was like, I mean, but we get to work together, so she's like, yeah, I know, but I don't know. And then all of a sudden, she's like, you know what, I'm just not gonna do it. And then she calls the director, and she's like, yeah, I don't think I want to do it. And so, yeah. And the director was like, okay. And he hangs up, and fast forward, and I'm like, and I told Barbie, I was like, I really wish you didn't do that. And I didn't tell her why. And the real reason was because I just had a feeling that maybe I was just offered the role because Barbie needed someone for transportation, or honestly, maybe I was just last choice, and I had chemistry with her, and he probably knew that I gave her rights, and that I had really good chemistry with her because we're friends. But I don't know, maybe it's just, I don't want to get into the logistics of anything. And I told her, I was like, okay, well, I don't really know yet if I still really want to do it too, so I was like, I thought I had time to think about it. But then the next day, the director texts, like, for confirmation, saying if I really want this role. And I didn't really have a definitive answer, so I didn't answer. And then the next thing you know, I get an email from my program coordinator for the play, and she was like, Erin, why the fuck are you not answering the director? He's literally threatening me to replace you if I don't want the role or not, so you should respond to him. And I was like, oh shit. I kind of panicked, and I was like, okay, I need to make a decision. And in my mind, I was like, I always thought about quitting House of Betrayers too, but I was so thankful I actually stayed, so I was like, okay, maybe if I give this play a chance, I'd actually learn something too. And thank God I did, because I did. I joined the play. My toxic friend, Shamir, who got Alan, the role Alan, he played my husband. I mean, it may be my second real play, but this is like my first play where it was like in depth, and it was a very small cast. There was no ensemble, so I was very intimidated, and especially intimidated by my director, because I knew nothing about him, and he looked scary, and honestly, he just seemed like he took it very seriously. Well, not too seriously, but he took his craft seriously. I remember on the first day of rehearsals, it was like a table read. I couldn't go because I had a job that I did caregiving every weekend at that time. And I thought I could just miss at least one. It wouldn't hurt, right? Because I'd done that a lot in Atreus. And, at that time, I guess I didn't know about professionalism. And looking back, honestly, I can't believe I fucking did that. But, so I told my director and I said, hey, I can't make it to the rehearsal, period. I didn't want to explain myself because I was like, I don't need to explain myself, right? And he texted back so fast, like literally, and he literally said it was so scary. He was literally like, he said, why not, Aaron? And he was like, I can't just have actors not show up to rehearsal. And literally I got a chill down my spine and I got so scared, and I was like, oh, and I just wanted to make up a lie. I didn't really want to tell him the truth. And I was like, oh, I just got a new job. And he started typing, and then I got even more scared, and I was like, and it was because it was taking him long to form a text. So I was like, oh my god, is he texting like a long ass paragraph saying I'm fired or whatever? And so I was like, I sent another text quickly before he could send his, and I said, it won't happen again. And then he stopped typing, and then he typed again, and he was like, please make sure it doesn't happen again. That is one example of how I learned professionalism from this play. Because I honestly thought that was okay. Oh my god, I'm so dumb. So fast forward, I never missed a fucking rehearsal day. I don't really need to keep saying toxic friend. I'm just gonna say Shamir. We all know he's toxic because I've been saying that for the past 23 minutes. But he liked me. I didn't. But we actually got closer because of this play. And I was going through a hard time, again, with college and classes. And, low self-esteem. And I didn't know, I was having a midlife crisis, thinking, like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? Where is this going? I don't know what my end goal is. Like, am I just going to college because I'm going to college? Shamir, who's older than me, he got me weed. Again, I think I already mentioned that in this video, I think, yeah. Taking Lexapro, antidepressant. But I started smoking weed to tolerate with my depression. And I remember just really, really having a hard time. Really, really having a hard time. I don't even want to talk about it, but let's just say someone I loved really close to me is gone. I was trying to focus on the play. It was very hard. I would come with a very foggy mind, and I started to realize, this is very bad of me. I need to take this shit seriously because I really, really, really fucking love doing acting, and I think that doing weed is not helping me. But it did. But not acting wise. So this character I was playing, Annette, she's basically just a character who, as I interpreted, again, with this, before I mention this, I'm not against method acting. I mean, I like doing it, but for this one, it's like, made me realize how much I love the escapism type stuff for acting. The way I can escape in someone else's body, if that makes sense. It was very easy to empathize with her. She's someone who's very much older than me. At the time, I was 18 doing this play. She's just someone who just is having a really hard time with her husband. Can't stand his shit. Wants to seem okay on the outside, but not on the inside. It's kind of like me. That's why it was easy for me to empathize with her, because she's very chaotic on the inside. And, and there's this part during the play, where I have the drunk monologue, and that's when I had a really hard time letting myself go and really just getting into it. I didn't want to be that vulnerable. The director, R, he helped me a lot. Believe in myself, you could say. And he gave me a chance. I really, really, really wanted him to I didn't want him to regret his decision giving me a chance or picking me. So I try to make him proud, because during the play I started to admire him as an artist and a director, and someone I really wanted validation from. And keep in mind that my director for this play, I wouldn't say, again, he's not cold per se, he's just distant and professional and takes his work very seriously. But I can tell he's not that serious inside, because I know that he's, I don't know how to say it, like, artistic too. And I know he's fun. All my life, I just wanted someone to choose me, validate me, give me a chance, prove to me that I was worth choosing. And here comes this director. And again, me being in this mental state of not being enough, mental crisis, existential crisis, and him giving me a chance makes me really just, at that time, I really, 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 really wanted his approval. I really cared what he thought, because I respected it. I wanted him to think I was a good actress. And so, I feel like this is getting too long, but the whole play, I learned a lot from him artistically. Trust your instincts, blah, 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 blah. But during rehearsals, I thought that maybe he just didn't care about this play that he was doing, because it's a college play. Now, why would I think that? Well, because he is an artistic director. And at the time, I didn't know what that meant, but supposedly that's a really big thing in the theater world. And I'm working with him on a college play. So, I just really, really, for the first time I was proud of my work that I did on God of Carnage. And it also made me realize that I really want to do theater or film that involves, like, real, like, feeling, like, I don't know, this depth to characters. I was so done with I knew what I wanted from acting after that play. And during opening night, before opening night, my director gave me a letter. And in that letter, he said very nice things. Things I was so surprised to see, because I did not think he gave a fuck. And one thing that stood out to me was he said, "You have a spark that can't be taught." I still, to this day, don't really know what that means. I know that it's a compliment. So why do I sound so sad right now? Well, I'll tell you why. Because that meant so much to me. And then 2 months after the play ended, there was another play there was another theater that was doing God of Carnage, different director, and it was like in Richmond, I think, yeah. And Shamir invited me to go, and for some reason I had this feeling my director, R, was gonna be there, and he was. So I was like kind of hoping that he was too, because I was like, oh my god, This is my chance to ask him this question I've been really, really wanting to ask him. I didn't, by the way. Anyway. But I went there, we hugged. He seemed more distant. He didn't want to be around me or my castmate. And he was like, one of the women who played Annette in this play, she was like saying, oh, isn't he a great director? Because apparently this person who played Annette in this play worked with my director before. So he was like, yeah, he's great, isn't he? And me and Shamir were like joking, saying, oh no, I don't know. You know? And then he said something that will forever be with me. And he said straight to my face, what role did you play again? What role did you play again? That's what he said. Now, imagine admiring someone and looking up to them, and then they say all these nice things about you. And just imagine someone, but that's how it felt. So imagine someone who you really idolize and really admire, and he directs you in a play. And he tells you you're so good, you know. And then he fucking says that. He says, what role did you play again? And I just left it off. I don't know where that conversation led up to, but I was like, I kind of wanted to cry right there, literally, but I didn't. After that night, I went home and I cried. And I was like, why is this bothering me so much? You know? This director, he shouldn't mean this much in my life. But what he said was just so... You're probably wondering what what the question was that I mentioned earlier, what I really wanted to ask him. And that's the reason why I went. Why did you give me a chance? When I did so bad. But then he said that night, and honestly, I'm glad I didn't even ask him that question, because it just would have led to embarrassment, because apparently he doesn't remember what role I played in the play he directed and complimented me on, and he also nominated me. I also found that out too. I don't know if he was the one who nominated me, but obviously. That was the question. Why'd you give me a chance? And when he said that night, I just... Keep in mind, I didn't give the details of what he said in the letter. But apparently he doesn't even remember what role I played, so I am assuming I don't even exist in his mind. Like, at all. I don't even cross his mind. I probably didn't even make an impact on him. This probably sounds like I liked him. I respected him. And so basically, he lied. That's what I got. If you can't remember what role I played, what he said in that letter was a lie. Honestly, the whole point, too, of the reason why I did this video, too, is because I look, that's the letter he wrote me, and it's on my wall, and I looked at it, and I was, like, thinking about it. Keep in mind, I never had, like, any trust in anybody when they said something nice about me, you know? But he did, and I actually trusted it for once in my life, and then he says that shit. I mean, do you know how that feels? It made me feel like shit. Kind of like my parents. Keep in mind, I never had someone in my life to be proud of me. But I know what people are gonna say, that, oh, you should be proud of yourself, you know. But it'd be fucking nice for someone who you really, really like say that to you. And it'd be really, really nice if they meant it. Hi, I'm Sad Erin. And I guess, well, I know I'm probably just being dramatic, but I actually thought my director, like, thought I was a great actress. And it probably doesn't even cross his mind that how much he impacted me. He doesn't, and I wish he did. I wish he knew. I wish he also knew that I really wanted him to care. You know, me saying that out loud also makes me realize how I really just want someone to care. Genuinely. But I'd rather have no one caring. I'd rather have someone not care at all than half-heart caring. Do you know what I mean? Well, director, if you ever see this, which is probably very unlikely, highly unlikely, you helped me grow a lot. I just want someone to tell me, you know what, Erin, you're worth choosing. That's it. Doesn't even have to be elaborated on. A simple, you know what this sounds like? I should just name this fucking video, I want compliments, period. It's crazy. I don't even know why. Like, talking this for almost 47 minutes. It just makes me fucking realize how ridiculous this is, but it's the truth. That I admired this director so much that for no particular reason. I bet if you rewatch this whole fucking video, or even now, you realize or just want to tell me that. So I don't get it. So why do you admire your director so much? I don't know. Maybe because he gave me a chance in I was like, oh my god, I must be something, you know? Wow, a man or a person in my life actually thinks I'm something or is capable of something. That's why I care so much, you know? I want to chase that feeling. I want to be validated by that person. You know, I wanted my director to say, you know, Aaron, fuck man, you're fucking amazing, spectacular, exceptional, unique. That's the truth. I hate how much this one thing has so much power over me. And it's not like it's always on my mind 24/7, but I just wanted to talk about something that's buried in my brain, but it's still there. I want to get it out. So, yeah. Basically, this whole fucking point of this video was because don't take compliments to heart. Alright, great. Great advice video. Thanks, guys. Subscribe. Like, but just know, people, that one sentence, one word, one insult, one anything that you say has a big impact on people, and you probably don't even realize it, because that's what happened to me, or that's what's been happening to me, because people like me, people are sensitive, okay? I take it too seriously. I mean, is it their fault? No. Just please don't say anything you don't mean. Please. I hate that we live in a world where you can't even say something nice completely, and then you can just take it back like that. Because it hurts a lot. And I can't even move on because of what he said. And it has a big significant impact on me because I thought that he believed in me. Because that's what I really wanted as a kid. For someone to believe in me. And when you give me the hope that you can do that, I stick to you. And I did that to him. The director. It's like this stupid admiration for him. Basically, what he said hurt. So, bye.